Hey, I'm Jack from Boy Division, and we've just been announced on Unify Off The Record Festival. Can't wait to come out and see you all. And you are listening to Heavy.
Beautiful, Jack. That was the most professional intro we've ever had.
Got there.
How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Very good, thanks, mate. Very good. So we got a little bit to get to festival-wise, but to start off with, Boy Division have been announced as part of the Unify Off The Record 2023 lineup, which also includes Northlane, Thornhill, Ocean Grove, Thy Art Is Murder, Red Hook, and more. So it's going to be held across May and June, but it sounds like a pretty exciting festival, bro.
It is. I think it's cool how they've I kind of given every state something special too. So like, I don't know, you get bragging rights being in a certain city all of a sudden, which is I don't know. It's nice that they've split it up and it's something very different to Unify in general. Because I think it's a bit irreplaceable, just the whole general Unify gathering festival. But this is a nice little gap filler, I think, for them. So we're stoked to be a part of it because there's some awesome places. We've never even been to Mackay before, and but yeah, we've just recently set off a great rapport with Tassie, and yeah, just excited to go back to Hobart. And Odeon's a beautiful venue, so yeah, it's going to be great. Honestly, we're all excited.
I bet you are, bro. And the beauty of it too, as you say, is it goes to more regional and out of the way places like Mackay, there's Adelaide, Hobart, Frankston, and Wollongong. So it's not just the capital cities that get a share of the action.
That's it. Yeah, it's nice giving these places a nod, and like we saw on our regional tour last year, like they've got the scenes there, they've got the community, and I think all it takes is bigger shows like this to kind of bring them all out of the woodworks and get them over to those smaller ones. I know like Thornhill have got a regional coming up, I know Ocean Grove do, and just like these just help bolster the community down there. And I think when we were growing up, regional shows were everything. Like that was the great sort of, I don't know, feat of the music scene, just being able to have people come from these towns and travel far out, either or, and you still get just these amazing attendances. And honestly, some of the shows were better than main city shows. Like it was just awesome back then, and I just wanted to get back to how it used to be like that. So I think this is a great start.
Oh, now, not too many people know this about me, mate, but my reading's not very good. But from what I can, you're only appearing on the Hobart show, from what I can see. Is that right?
Yes, and Mackay, just the top one too. I think that was a last minute ad. It was just the Hobart for us, and then yeah, we funnily enough, I think I think something may have happened with the Mackay show. Maybe someone was unavailable, but we're very good friends of Thornhill, and any opportunity to jump on a show with them is just it's a must, really. So I think they were digging deep to kind of get us added to the bill, and then all of a sudden an offer came in, and we were like, yeah, sure, let's double up.
Yeah, so, there's so many good bands involved, though. Like I guess you can't play all the shows, but it'd be nice to do all of them. But it's good just to get
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. I think, yeah, the spread is, it's a big spread. Like, I think the max any band is doing is 2 shows on it, which is super cool. Keeps a nice and limited feel, like I was saying. But yeah, like there's a couple of gems on there. You're like Fit for an Autopsy popping up on a few. And yeah, I think that North Lane one in Frankston's going to be super special. So yeah, honestly, there's some super awesome moments happening throughout these flyers. So it's awesome to like go on a second look and you're like, oh, holy shit, like it's all different, like everywhere. Yeah.
Right, eh? And how good is it to see a traveling festival like this with predominantly all Australian lineup?
That's it, dude. Like, I think the fact that this is literally bar one band, all Australian, it's just awesome. Like, I think Unify last year showed the strength of an all Australian lineup for a festival, and that was awesome enough in itself. But to do a touring one is just fantastic. Like, it's so cool to see just this talent that's still emerging. Like, a lot of these bands, I think probably weren't on that Unify lineup last year. So there's even more in the pocket that has gone untouched. So it's awesome to see that they can just keep pulling out these great lineups out of our own homegrown talent.
Yeah, it is. And what does something like this mean for the future of Australian music? Like on the surface, it's just a traveling festival with Australian bands, but underneath it, it's got much more bigger, longer term ramifications.
Absolutely, dude. I think like since COVID, I know like this is a really left of field like sort of observation, but I think like the Australian government seeing like these festivals going on and sort of investing in to these sort of, especially for unifiers and such, and like I don't know, the opportunity for these grants for these festivals to keep putting on live music and live entertainment all across the country is so important at the moment. And I think when it's going to places and into the pockets of like lovely people at Unify and them being able to put on these kind of different kind of events and bringing them to all these weird places that music might not see. Like, I guess the spirit of Unify really is there with the little festival tucked away in the pocket of regional Victoria. And I don't know, I really like the idea of just getting that heavy and alternative name on the map to be supported by the government for the live music industry, because you definitely see it for, like, I don't know, when COVID came back, like they did the thing to bring out Foo Fighters to Geelong and such, and they did all these really sky high stuff. I think they're still doing that sort of stuff. I feel like Sting was down there not too long ago, but like to see these smaller names kind of get a national kind of view is just so sick to see. And I really think that like the alternative scene is on the come up at the moment again, and things like this are only going to help like getting it out to the wider communities.
Yeah, for sure. And as exciting as Unify Off The Record is, mate, before that, you've got a little festival by the name of Knotfest coming up this weekend, mate. Like, sounds like it's going to be sensational 3 days for you.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be awesome. We're off to production day after this wraps up. So I'm excited to kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Our Void Division's been like priding ourselves on the presentation and just like the whole just live and like visual aspect of everything going on at the moment. And I think we're really treating it for Knotfest like a bit of a step up in that reign, and I don't know, treating a bit of an end of an era and sort of ushering in new kind of looks and ideas. And yeah, this is going to be a very fun one. I think it's just the whole day is just so sick. Like I'm loving the whole no clash idea too for punters. I think that is such a treat, like for them to just be plopped in front of these two stages all day and just get every single bit of action. Like you can duck off for food and stuff whenever, but like the idea that you have the opportunity. Yeah, that's it. You don't have the opportunity to miss out on music. So I think that in itself is just so sick.
You just mentioned that you're off to production day, mate. Like I'm sure there's many people out there, myself included, that have no idea what that is. So fill us in.
So yeah, it's basically we get our crew for the weekend together. So our sound engineer, our TM, and basically just plan out the weekend. We use the venue Stay Gold in Melbourne as our sort of rehearsal venue, and yeah, we just put on the live show in there, and we kind of get everything sorted, everything nice and proper. Because yeah, I think just with the rate of touring at the moment, like. For example, our sound engineer's just been off on the road constantly, so we haven't really had a chance to kind of like knuckle down and just prepare this new live show with him. And yeah, likewise, we've just came back from overseas, so we haven't really had the chance to dial down. But yeah, it's good getting everyone in the same place before a big scale event like this. So it's nice not having to wing it anymore in that aspect.
A little tip for the up and coming bands or something like that. I had no idea bands did that myself. So there you go.
Yeah. It's super fun. It just makes you feel a lot more level-headed going into these big shows. And yeah, that's everything you need, I guess.
Yeah. And you mentioned the new live show. Like how different are you debuting it at Knotfest this weekend?
Yes. So like there's just, I don't know. I think we pride ourselves on all the outfits and the outfit changes and such. And yeah, that's always going to be a thing for forever in the Void Division world. But yeah, I think it's super exciting to kind of usher in a sneak peek at the new world of Void Division. I won't give away a whole lot for the punters and attendees, but yeah, it's going to be a very fun weekend. And yeah, I think honestly, every band this weekend, like just visually and just like their presence is so awesome. Like you jump from the first few names on that bill, like it's all the up and comers of heavy music at the moment, and then you just hit some classics like Trivium and fucking Megadeth, and everyone has just got such a firm space on this lineup. And yeah, I'm excited to see everyone out there on display on the day. Oh
yeah. So who are you most looking forward to playing with out of all those bands, bro?
It's got to be Slipknot, but I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for Trivium, myself and our drummer George. Like when we were first rehearsing outside of Void Division, just as kids playing in a practice room, like we were covering Trivium songs. So it's awesome to have that little moment, I think, for us too, especially. And yeah, I think there's a lot there. I'm excited to see Spirit Box for the first time in Australia too. I think that'll go off. So yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, enough of talking about other bands, bro. What's going on with the Void Division camp? You guys got anything new up and coming?
Absolutely. So yeah, we're busy. Very busy at the moment in the studio. We're working on what's next to come. Yeah, we're basically just we've got these couple of festival appearances like we've been talking about for the rest of the year. But yeah, basically we're in the studio at the moment working on what's next. basically we've got a lot of end of year plans that will associate with some of that we're working on right now. There will be a lot of new music this year from Void of Vision, which is super exciting for people. But outside of that, yeah, we'd just like to keep surprising people. So we're going to keep treating it that way, I reckon.
Well, I can tell by the vague nature of your answer that you don't want me to push you any further on those notes, so we won't go any further. But Void Division have got Knotfest coming up this weekend. If you haven't got a ticket, you're going to miss out because they're all sold out. But Unify Off The Record is in May and June. Boys are playing in Mackay and Hobart, so get yourselves a ticket to that. And in the meantime, brother, we'll probably catch you at Sydney, and we've done it again. We've got 10 minutes out of stuff all.
We are so good at what we do, aren't we? Honestly,
it's been a pleasure, mate.